So today we will talk about Momo, we will talk about the kidnapping for ransoms, we will talk about one or two other things, and then I'll go analyze one or two things there for explain some of the strategies the way we done the we done the employ 'em in the destruction of ambassador terrorism, especially inside Momo. So it be important. Say make we pay attention. We as not join when I share, but when I listen to when I contribute. So uh, I will start the presentation by showing una this short video. This short video na Mark Barretta for 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Una watch and una listen.
Us in the diaspora, we must do more to help them to avoid taking them to so that they can give money. I can't call it kidnapping, just taking them. Please come and give money so that they survive. We have people that have been taken, they go to an amber camp, they themselves say, hey, they come and say, me, I saw these boys in their camp, what they eat, how they live. Please sponsor. Yes, we've had successful stories of people who claim that they have been kidnapped. When they went to an amber camp, they came back, they changed because they saw the condition in which these fighters were living. They saw the food that they were eating. Fight and live a chop. You don't chop, you don't feel run. You don't chop, you eye to the tonsil. You don't chop, you don't feel fight. So what would you give guns? We give this in. We know things also of the chopping fight that they chop. So sometimes we want to just castigate about issue of kidnapping. We must try to also be, yes, we castigate, yes, it's not good. But sometimes you know, because we've had successful stories of people who go to a camp and come back. Listen, Aba boys love the community. Let me tell you. Because there are children who grow from there. They love the community. They don't just take people because they just want to. It's because this is a life. This is a life. They can't go back to any civilian life. They cannot. They can only stop once they have Amazonia. But they have to feed. They have to live. So they must use other means to live, to feed. So sometimes don't criticize. We criticize, okay, not good. But we have people who have gone there and come back and tell us good stories. Listen, I thought I was kidnapped, but once I saw, say, please, kidnap me more. Kidnap me more. So this is the white man word. White man come with language, kidnapping. It's that you do wrong and we arrest you and say we kidnap. No! The arrest! We are not arresting you temporarily. Temporarily arrest. Then we leave you. So we understand the kind of kidnapping is very negative. You know, our enablers use the word kidnapping. It's not kidnapping. They arrest you temporarily to beg you for money that people need to feed because they need to survive. They need to survive. This is not in any way to encourage kidnapping, but it will give you. Listen, I'm a realist. I believe in reality. That's why I always give my opinion. Point. I believe in reality. They always say unknown gunmen. When they use the word unknown gunmen, they refer to Amazonian forces.
So that one na Mark Barretta, una don't hear wait talk. Kidnap me more. Successful kidnapping stories. Fantastic. Okay. So why I play that video now for lay out the foundation for the Tori way Ukanfokan Chakara the Tori today. Now, in order for elaborate on what black legism strategies and how we don't implement them, it be so effective, I will bring for una some story in the next few minutes, and the story get to do with the picture we there on the screen for una right now. Apple Computers Inc. Now them they make the iPhone where a lot of young people for Cameroon they want to own an iPhone. So I will bring una that story for Apple Computers Company in the next maybe 20 or so minutes, because this next video I want for play make una enjoy them. It could be a little bit long, but take your time. If you need for go make popcorn, make them. Can't you don't chop, drink water, watch this live video when Christopher Anu and Sikot Johnson, they do them just 2 days ago on the 9th of April 2024. My country people then. When I watch and listen, okay? Now in this.
The community is beginning to chase out recalcitrant thugs claiming to be fighting for independence. Celebrations over the demise of any combatant in the Ambazonia War of Independence. For members of the ADF, Ambazonia Defense Forces, whenever an ADF fighter meets their end, it is met with jubilation and revelry all over the place, not just in the community where it happened, but all over. Today, the news spreads of the demise of two notorious ADF fighters in Batie village, Mogamo local government area. These fighters were reportedly gunned down by Cameroonian soldiers, their bodies left abandoned in the market square akin to the fate of so-called General Efang a month ago. As their lifeless forms lie exposed, the women of Batie rejoice, out of fondness for the Cameroonian army. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. In theory, the ADF fighters should be allies, protectors, and champions of the people. However, a disconcerting pattern emerges with each fallen ADF fighter celebration. From Batie to Ambazonians at large, the demise of every ADF member, save for General Ivo Mba, has been met with similar fanfare. The two deceased individuals, once hailed as fighters, had recently instigated a prolonged lockdown in Mogamo that spans from Bali all the way to Manu, disrupting the lives of residents and impeding commerce. They impose exorbitant taxes, so-called liberation taxes, under the guise of liberation, resulting to violence against those who resisted, with some even meeting grisly ends as a deterrent to others. These actions beg the question, who is the ADF truly fighting to liberate? They cannot boast of controlling a quarter, and with their focus skewed towards extortion rather than resistance against the occupying forces. The legitimacy of their cause comes into question. The people of Batie have taken a commendable stance in this regard. They have begun to root out the ADF hideouts within their community, leading to the exposure of individuals who had become a scourge upon their community. This proactive approach is laudable, and they can count on the unwavering support of the interim government of Ambazonia. When fighters entrusted with a noble task of defending their people turn their weapons or their guns against the same people, decisive action is imperative. Batie and Mogamo at large, like all Ambazonian communities, must unite to eliminate or apprehend those who betray the cause for personal gain. The time has come for a purge within the ranks of Ambazonia's armed forces. The ADF must be held accountable for their actions. Collaboration between the civilian population and dedicated fighters is essential to ensure that the sacrifices made for Ambazonia's freedom are not tarnished by acts of betrayal. The events unfolding in Batie should serve as a clarion call for unity and vigilance among the civilian population. It is incumbent upon all Ambazonians to root out, and that is the subject of this monologue, ladies and gentlemen. I am being joined right now from Belgium, I guess it's Belgium or Denmark, by Sikot Judson, who has been following up these unfoldings in Mogamo. Judson, it's great to have you back on the show, sir. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Let's look at these. Let's look at these images. These images are emerging from Mogamo, precisely in the village called Batie, this morning. And I have listened to some. I have listened to some audio messages coming from women in this community celebrating what we see in these images. As I said in my monologue, it is very unlikely to find the civilian community celebrating the killing of any Ambazonian soldiers, but every time, every day, that ADF fighters are gotten rid of anywhere in Ambazonia, Ambazonians celebrate. So was the case today with these two. Can you tell us a little bit about what you know about these two and what they were trying to do and how they were killed, Sikot?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity to expose who have not had first-hand information. As the son of the land, as an activist from that region, I couldn't stay quiet when things were unfolding and my people were dying in their numbers. And it is unfortunate that within the senseless lockdown, 1 month lockdown, 9 people were killed in Patibo.
9 people?
9 people within the month, from the 4th of March to the 4th of April. 9 people were killed because they were forcing this lockdown. Two Baby Emmanuel and one other were killed, were buried almost alive in Batie when they were taken from Guzan with one accusation that he spoke military man. And later on, the boys had been offering some or ushering some statements that they no longer control. They no longer own cells. So anybody they catch, the best punishment is to kill, because they don't have a place to keep anybody. So if you ask me how it happened, I want to explain a little bit what led to the particular incident that make them very vulnerable, and this is to show that the Agofsi family, the leadership of the Agofsi, had been so naive, or I have to describe them. And in fact, when a blind man leads another blind man, all of them will fall into the hole. This is just what is happening. But this one for Batibo is the Agofsi family staying in the diaspora and careless about ground. Now, the camouflage of restoration forces, or what we call guerrilla fighters, is the population. The population is always the camouflage. When I talk about the camouflage, is something you are covering, something that shelters you. But what they did is that they had to be locked down, and so only 2 sets of people were moved. Only the army or the ADF fighters. Now, ADF fighters were moving on specific routes in and out of Batie, either in from Batie to Guzan to Mbunji or to Nen, towards Green Valley, because those were regions they go to stay by the tower in order to control cars or to impose the lockdown. The same time, they all light of Guzan. They told all of them that if you need your shed, if you have to shop inside Guzan market, you have to pay liberation tax. Come and pay us 40,000 francs. And when you pay 40,000, immediately after the lockdown, you're going to open. So those people were going to Batie and paying the monies to the ADF fighters. Then those who had their parents or brothers or so had died for them and are in the mortuary in Bamenda and other areas, were also planning to bury their families. And so the ADF families will tell them, we need 800,000, 1 million. They build them and they send representatives to go and give them the monies in Batie. Sometimes some of them move to meet these people to collect those monies. Meanwhile, when these were happening, we were also sending out messages. We're encouraging the people, take the responsibility into your hands. Now, as a Bugamo man loves the struggle so much, so the army would be moving around, giving their numbers, that call us if you see these boys. Most of the population were afraid. And by the way, they didn't love it because that is another enemy they don't love to live with. They are now living with one that is killing them. They were forced. It was now a matter of survival. The people of Mugamo were forced to survive by any crook or critic. So it happened that the army, after getting a lot of intelligence and also working with one of the boys that had been tormented by the ADF and is now working with them, who...
Yes, go on, go on.
So after getting all the intelligence, what we gathered is that the army went through the Nyanek area, which is now the lost territory where Efang was living before. They came through that area and through Ashong and surrounded Batie from that end. The other areas through Guzang, the other Amukas entered from that territory. Mark you, nobody notified them in Batie that the army was coming, because their shelter, their camouflage, their security had been all taken off. Because they come in Guzang, the amber camp we had in Guzang was disarmed by these same boys. And so the population are not happy with them. And so the population see the military going and did not offer a word. Nobody had to call them because they rather pray that this should be. And it so happened that they were surrounded. This particular two boys called Bangui, that is his real name, which is called Commander Ground Zero, who imposed the lockdown and who came to Guzang Market after the lockdown and boasted and asked the phone to apologize. And the same person who was forced by the ADF to make a video against myself, accusing me for working with La République du Cameroon, is the same one that has fallen, with another one from Batie. All these two boys were all from Batie, who is called Junior, or in the other, or his real fighting name was Sokma Bobby. So these two fighters had been the real terror. Unfortunately, they were the best of the ADF. This Manguru, who is supposed to be their leader, is one tyrant who doesn't, who fears the gun more than a civilian. When he hears, he runs more than everything. So these were those actually guarding him. Unfortunately, he was not there on that day, and that is how he got saved.
Now, I listened to an audio message coming from women in Batibo or Bessie. I'm sure you've listened to it. Unfortunately, I don't understand the dialect. What you listen to that? What are they saying in that audio?
Yes,
all I know is that they are jubilating, they are celebrating and wishing that they kill all of the ADF.
Yeah, I was busy. I should have translated that audio earlier. That old woman that was crying there said God had heard their cry. He said those boys that had been tormenting them for quite some time have fallen. He said, she particularly said Mbangui, who is that Commander Ground Zero, had fallen. That is, she said, that Mbangui who imposed 1 month lockdown for them had fallen. And she explained the type of meals they were having. They said they could only eat bitter leaf. They could not have fish. They could not have meat. They could not have what they call it. She called it in their native language, jangara. This crayfish. They could have nothing to put in the soup, and they could not eat any meaningful meal for 1 month because it was unprepared. And then they had been praying. She said they had been praying. Women of CWF and had been praying, and they also had a rally coming up. And they were afraid that they were not going to have their rally. Now they are happy that because these terrorists, that's what she said, has fallen, their rally is going to move and they're going to praise God and worship him. And just to tell you that today, Guzang Market timidly, and the people were celebrating, and there was a church service.
Guzang Market was open timidly today.
Timidly today, yes.
You know, I was going to say that, and I hope that people in Guzang, Batibo, Mogamo, and Mogamo in general, I hope they listen to the sound of my voice. Please, I saw a Facebook post, I think, before coming up live, in which Ayaba is calling for, is it a 4 months lockdown of Batibo?
Yes.
We want to say to the people of Mogamo, go about your business. Go about your business. And let me talk a little bit about this so-called liberation tax. When they come to you for liberation tax, if you can afford it, pay them. But when you pay them, take note, monitor, investigate, know their hideout. Again, take note, monitor their whereabouts, find out where their hideouts are. One by one, we get rid of all of them. This independent struggle was never meant for Ambazonians against Ambazonians. It was meant for those who carry weapons to face, turn those weapons against the invading army, not the civilian population, not our own people. And that is a message I would want everybody in Ambazonia to take note. We must read Ambazonia of talks going about calling themselves liberation fighters, whereas they are extortioners. Or I give you the opportunity to say something there.
Yes, that is exactly what we are saying. Look, this would only be done when those bad seeds are all taken out. You can't force a people to deliver them. You can't force a people to free them. And by the way, which type of freedom are they giving the people when they do not fight the main enemy? Which type of freedom are they giving the people when they caught Regina Mundi, who was a real legitimate target, collected 80 billion francs, and that is why they are still quarreling with Capote and Daniel because of the sharing of the money. Collected part from the Cameroon government, collected part from the family of Regina Mundi, and let her go. Yet they are killing people. There was a mother that were killed in Bunji. Within this period, they were imposing a lockdown. Momo, if I call it in pidgin, that woman from birth could not speak. He was dumb and deaf. And then the only son, whereby her hope is all her hope is on that boy. And because the boy had to survive in order to take care of that old mother there, and he was killed, his bike taken away. Many other people, more than 40 bikes have been taken. Many youths do not have the means of their livelihood. Many escaped to Manfe on foot. Many went to Bamenda, passing through Bengui on foot. Today, as I'm telling you, many of them are on their way back. Some called me back in Batibo and said, we are back. But I want to give one message. Look, when your wife is about to deliver, when a woman is about to deliver and you have to save either the child or the mother, you have to save the mother. If the child has to be born by killing the mother, no, let the child go. We have to eliminate them. We have to take them out.
Absolutely.
The population has to collaborate to take them out, save the people of Mugamo, because it is the mothers, the children, the women, the men that make the population, where we can also go down and meet our families.
Now, my country people, there, make I just interject and I make a comment briefly. Seko Justin said we have to collaborate and take them out. Remember, I said the collaboration, what you mean? Now with the Cameroon military. Now wait till Musa no go here today. The collaboration, what you mean? Now with Cameroon military. Understand that. You know the talk say, well, okay, you go collaborate with who else in order to get rid of the ADF? Who else is there? ADF don't first of all, it don't disarm all the other camps the way they did around Batibo. So the collaboration where Sikot they refer to now say make the population, it say they have to be eliminated. We have to take them out. We have to root them out. We have to collaborate and eliminate them. Collaborate now with who? Cameroon military. Now just the point that way I want make before I continue. When I listen.
You are killing them in that number, saying that you don't have cells. And you want us to be glad and say that because we're fighting for freedom. No, that's not why I joined the struggle. And the people in Bugamo are fighting for the survival. So nobody should tell me that I'm saying fighters should be killed. Any fighter who is not fighting for the main purpose of freedom has no reason to survive.
I will
So I
not
advise
hesitate.
them, and then we also give them the education about the civilians, that whoever is killing you in their own selfish interest should not be left to go free. I am not afraid to be called anything. I will incapacitate all of them and take charge.
Take the cue from what we are seeing in Mogamo, Batibo in particular, where any army fighting, supposedly fighting for independence, turns the guns against the people must rise up. The people must rise up against such an army, and we will not support it. We will not support it. This war was supposed to be against La République du Cameroun. It wasn't supposed to be against our own people. Imagine people who have not had jobs maybe for 7 years, and somebody is coming around and saying, you pay 5,000 francs, 10,000 francs, 50,000 francs for so-called liberation tax, and they don't have a quarter, a mere quarter that they control. Who are they fooling? Who are they fooling? And then they go about and they declare a lockdown, and they know that these people make their money from the little trading that they do. And yet you shut down the town, you shut down the whole LGA, the whole community, yet you go back to collect money from them. How do they make the money to pay you tax?
Okay, thank you plenty my country people then. When I don't hear na Chris Anu that ye and Scott Johnson, they don't talk. And make I give na my own analysis now. But before I give una the analysis, I want to make we recap. Wait, just come on for talk. I just played their video for about 20 minutes. Make them say the talk. That was live for 2024, April the 9th, 2 days ago. Remember, say the whole point of our black legism, now in this is what Countryman if we start to tell them since 2018. Okay. Now they talk now in their own words, say who is the ADF fighting for? Who are Amber terrorists fighting for? Very good question. Now they talk, say they call on the Anglophone population for work together, for collaborate with the Cameroon military, for eliminate the Amber terrorists. Is that not what I have been saying since 2018? They talk now, say every time where they kill the Amber terrorists, the Anglophone population, they jubilate. Now them they talk, maybe not me they talk. They call on the population for collaborate with the military for root out the ambassador terrorists. And Siko talks say between the 4th of March 2024 to the 4th of April 2024, the ADF don't kill 9 people for Batibo subdivision alone. I make a tell una something. That atrocity or those atrocities they happen now only for Batibo subdivision. ADF no kill no other person for the rest of Momo